Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. And today I'm going to be doing another video of Luckin Coffee, and it's going to be a little bit of a different video today. But before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It is always greatly appreciated. Just know that everything I say in the video is not financial advice. It's just my personal recommendations and my personal opinions. But with that being said, guys, let's get started with the video. So a lot of people have been wondering if Luckin Coffee stock is actually ever going to recover. Me personally, I do think Luckin Coffee stock will eventually recover, but a lot of people are kind of uncertain on when. As you guys know, Luckin Coffee got hit with a huge kind of accounting fraud that kind of, tarnished the reputation of the company itself. And like I said, Luckin Coffee has a great business model, right? It's a huge coffee chain based out of China. And a lot of people are starting to get skeptical of why the stock really hasn't been moving much aside from, 10 cents up, 10 cents down, kind of that kind of trading. And, people have to understand, one, over-the-counter stocks generally tend to not have as much volume as, stocks on NASDAQ. If you take a look at Apple or Tesla and all those big companies, a lot of them usually have a lot of volume. Not a lot of people like to trade over the counter, and that's just because most of the time their brokerage doesn't allow it. So if you trade on Robinhood or you trade on Webull and stuff like that, they actually don't allow access to purchase any shares of over-the-counter stocks. And so, Luckin Coffee's kind of been suffering from, not that many people trading it. And it's also been suffering of kind of like the stock's not really moving. The stock is not progressing. And, guys, the stock did get hit with a pretty big amount of fraud. They said that they fraudulated up to $210 million US dollars, or 2.2 billion yuan. That's the Chinese dollar. And you guys have to understand that, one, that's a lot of money, but two, it's not about the amount that was actually fraudulated, but it's the fact that they got caught doing it, and it did tarnish the reputation of the company. I know that nothing's really been published about how much was actually fraudulated and stuff like that, but I want you guys to keep in consideration that if you are bullish on the stock, there is many reasons to be bullish on the stock. There's many reasons to be bearish on the stock as well. But if you're taking a look at the overall aspect, the company is still up and running. They're trying to clean out management, which does take time. I know people sometimes do get super impatient when it comes to that stuff. They're expecting quick results. Like I said, guys, it's not easy to recover from a big fraud. It's not easy to actually put yourself on the boat again and get the trust of shareholders back after a month or 2 months or even 6 months. It does take time. It's going to take time for Luckin Coffee to recover. Me personally, I don't own any shares of Luckin Coffee. I don't hold any short positions either. I do think Luckin Coffee actually is a good buy in the long term. I think the company will eventually recover, but people do have to give it time. I know they're still trying to clean out management and still trying to figure out the whole fraud thing. And I want you guys to always, keep in consideration, despite what my personal opinion is, you have every right to believe what you want about a specific stock. But me personally, a huge coffee chain based out of China that's sitting at $2.17. To me, it looks like a steal. That's just my personal opinion. And like I said, I know they fraudulated a bunch of their financials. I know the company is not doing so well right now because of it. It lost a lot of its market cap, and it's trading at $2.17 when the stock was once trading at $50. But you guys do have to understand that companies can recover from fraud, and it's not unheard of. Like I said, Wells Fargo, Waste Management, General Electric, and so many companies out there have committed fraud before, and they do recover. It's up to Luckin Coffee right now to kind of decide on where they actually want to take. Do they want to put their foot in there, and do they want to start fixing things up, or are they just going to let the company fall? I personally don't think that all the people will let the company fall. Like I said, a big coffee chain in China that's rivaling Starbucks. It looks pretty good as far as the branding goes. But like I said, Starbucks has a pretty good, clean brand. Luckin Coffee, unfortunately, does not. And that's just because of the whole accounting scheme kind of thing. And I'm not doubting that the company isn't doing well. And I haven't got a chance to look at their financials yet because there haven't been any updated ones. I'm sure the company is doing okay, but it's still not okay to fraudulate financials, because not only does it tarnish your brand, but on top of that, you lose trust from a lot of people around you. It lost its big term investors, all the big banks, Goldman Sachs and all those guys. It lost trust from a lot of retail investors as well, who people put a lot of money into Luckin Coffee and they ended up losing it. But if we're looking at it on the positive note, it's a big coffee chain. They're trying to clean up their management. They have stores everywhere, and it's one of the biggest competitors, if not the only real competitor of Starbucks in China. And, to me, looking at everything, I know the company will eventually recover from fraud. Most companies do. Unless the company files for bankruptcy, I would still give Luckin Coffee a personal buy. If it did file for bankruptcy, then obviously I would change my opinion, because you never want to touch a bankrupt company. I know a lot of people like to, invest in hot stocks like Kodak and Hertz. Guys, as far as investing goes, don't invest in companies that are filing for bankruptcy. It's usually tough to get out of bankruptcy and stuff like that. Usually the company is going to go under at that point. But with Luckin Coffee, they haven't filed for bankruptcy, and I know that they're working hard to actually, turn this around and to bring the name of Luckin Coffee back. It does take time. My personal recommendation to them is actually keep investors more in the loop. I know they don't really publish news much, and it honestly makes investors lose hope. At least publish a couple articles, give us the updated financials, which I know, the whole SEO investigation has been complete and stuff like that, SEC investigation. But yet they haven't released the updated financials yet. I don't know what they're waiting for. Maybe they're not as bad as people hope. They're not as bad as people hope. Maybe they're worse. Me personally, I don't think the fraud was as bad as suspected. That's just my personal opinion. But the overall, yes, guys, I do feel like Luckin Coffee can recover. It just needs to put itself on the right track and make sure that it's, following everything accordingly, and then also keeping investors in the loop. And it can gain the trust from investors back. People start investing every day, and people look at this stock and they're like, it's a huge coffee company based out of China that's trading for $2.17. Just know, guys, if you pick up, let's say, 200 shares, it costs you maybe $450, but it does have the potential to run forever. And if anything, if the company does go under, you lose a couple $100. But if the company does skyrocket, you're going to be up a lot of money. But like I said, anything in the video is not investing advice, just my personal opinion. I think Luckin Coffee can recover. I think they will turn it around. It's just a matter of time. It does take time to recover, maybe 1, 2, 3 years down the line, they actually can turn themselves around. And that's what you guys should be looking for when you're investing. You do want to look at the long term. But with that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. I'd appreciate any feedback in the comment section below. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about Luckin Coffee. Would you guys buy Luckin Coffee, or would you not touch the stock? Thank you guys. Have a good day.